Human fascination with gold is as old as recorded history. 1792, the United States Congress passed the Mint and Coinage Act that established a fixed price of gold in terms of US dollars. 15 August 1971, a number of attempts were made to salvage the gold standard. 2011, the foundation of the Gold Standard Banking AG, one of the most successful companies which specializes in the trade of minerals and precious metals worldwide. There's a global distribution network for industrial minerals and metals in more than 120 countries. 2020, GSB presents new cutting-edge products and services. Blockchain Gold Asset LBMA price connected, ready to be traded on a stable rate directly on our exchange. It is using the most advanced decentralized blockchain protocol, safe, cost-efficient, and fast. Digital G999 card, the safest way to secure your digital blockchain assets. Use our new digital card at the size of a credit card to pay the merchants. Gold point of sale. If you are a gold bullion dealer, this is the best way to increase your sales. Our community will trade digital gold to pick up it physically. You can directly exchange the tokens and transfer fiat into your bank account. GSB consists of GSB Gold, International Business Blockchain Platform, Universal Gold Merchant, and Gold Standard Digital Bank. We invite you to discover our products and services. You can pay using our decentralized blockchain solution, everything and everywhere. Register now. Find out more about GSB on our website, g999main.net.
Welcome to the Lydian world, the blockchain game where you can earn, learn, and have fun. 2022, the world has changed, the internet changed, and the rise of the blockchain changed the entire industry and forced us to rethink. Blockchain gaming became the day-to-day opportunity to generate income. Some chase the mining, while others are doing the trading. The pursuit of our unlimited incoming resources has begun. Whatever it takes, leaving behind the unknown and embracing the new technology, the new era, the Lydian world. Here, the unlimited income resources are waiting to be claimed, but not without our engagement. We are the driving force of the Lydian world. We are the Lydians. The strategy is entirely in our hands, and we can choose which citizenship to get in order to build a future for our beloved ones. About mining or in need of a crypto-friendly credit card, a highly active trader who needs extra guidance, a developer who wants to promote his project, or a society-educated gamer who aims to make profits out of his own NFT shop and enjoys the time gaps with the Telegram trivia. You are connecting to the Lydian world incoming resources. Every single action of more than already 350,000 citizens is distributing rewards into Lydian world. Every time a card is swiped, every time an NFT transfer is completed, while you play, even while you sleep, Lydian world rewards you. It continues with a new vision, but do you know what marks the success? Perseverance, imagining the unimagined, and above all, possessing your own piece of virtual land to transform a grand idea into a grand reality. Pick a land. Press a button. Up you go. Behold your decentralized property, built to stand the test of time. Open your own business and share it with the others. From outwards to the city center area, until zone by zone, the city is taken over by its citizens. Multiple digital businesses rise alongside. A new era of luxury, shopping arcades, medical offices. Throw open their doors to an unlimited era, the blockchain. But something is missing. The design of your building is a way to define your own business, where you can approach your own digital architect. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. After all, with the power to create and trade, whoever holds the land NFT shapes the city forever. So, what is your vision?
All right, greetings everyone. How's everyone doing? Glad you can make it for this brand new crypto mornings, and we have a powerful topic, a real interesting topic that is really going to affect every one of us, right? Whether you know it or not, this will be affected. And today we have our special guest, my brother Jahad Muhammad and Kadab Muhammad as well. So who's going to join us to talk about this topic. And the topic we're going to talk about is talking about China's Yuan replaces dollar as most traded country in Russia. Now, before I bring on my brothers, we're going to go and take a look at the cryptocurrency market before we get into our topic today. We just want to see what's going on over here because this is crypto morning. So the cryptocurrency market cap has reached $1.2 trillion. That's a 1.20% increase over the last day. Bitcoin is still trading over 28,000. In the last 7 days, Bitcoin is down 0.66%. Ethereum is trading over 1,900 now. Over the last 7 days, Ethereum is up 5.10%. Then you have Binance still trading over $300. It's down 0.72% in the last 7 days. And then we have the G999 coin. And the G999 coin is trading at 0.0018. It's down, coin market cap say in the last 7 days, 32.5%. So that's what's going on in the cryptocurrency market. However, NGS partners will unaffected on by what the market is. I don't hold any cryptocurrencies waiting on them to go up. Matter of fact, that ain't true. I have some seed coins, which is, they ain't doing nothing, but I hold some of them, about 200,000 of them. They ain't did nothing in well over a year. So I'm holding them waiting there to go up, but they don't really have no utility. I just got them because they were so cheap. So I'm just telling you that they ain't did nothing. They got about 200,000 of them. It ain't even worth to sell them. About $1. Can't get nothing really for them. But I do. That's the only cryptocurrency that I do hold, waiting on the price to go up. I do have a lot of G999 coins, but I don't hold them and wait on the price to go up. We put them to work. They're working in different income generating wallets that generates wallets for me. So I don't just hold any coin outside of SHIB, which, I don't know what SHIB at is on the market cap. SHIB is 14. SHIB is 14, but it is up almost 5% in the last 7 days. But that's not enough right there. So let's get to this topic. But let me bring on my brothers, Jahad Muhammad and his brother, bigger brother, Kadar Muhammad. And they are new Millennium bankers, and they have been with us since day one, since we started this program, started this platform. They have been here They are two of the main reasons that we even started the brand new Millennium Banker. They are that reason. So let me bring on Jihad Muhammad, let him introduce himself, and then we bring on his brother Kadar. We'll see you, Jihad. Oh, there you go. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, sir. Okay, there we go. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings to all. Thank you for having me on. Yes, sir. Walaikum salam. So,
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, my name is Brother Jihad Muhammad. I'm a New Millennium Banker under Executive Council. Been involved since day one. Gold Standard Bank Partners. Haven't looked back since, and just definitely grateful to be on this platform.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for all you do for the team, brother. And family, for everybody that don't know, this is one of the most consistent teammates that we have in the whole Forward Money Network. That's why he is an executive member. And this article that we're talking about, I actually got it from him and his brother. So I didn't, they hit me with so much stuff. I'll be like, okay, we're gonna do a stream on it. I'm gonna bring y'all on. So let me bring on his bigger brother, Kadar Muhammad. And it's a beautiful thing, family, because they in the same business together. They are real blood brothers, same father, same mother. And they doing a business together at a very young age, right? So as long as they can stay connected like that, their future is so bright. They're future billionaires in the making. So let's bring on this brother, Kadar Muhammad.
Hey, assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings, family. So my name is Kadar Muhammad. I'm also an executive member of Team FAR and New Millennium Bankers. And yeah, I'm just happy to be on here. I'm happy to be on for this ride. I'm ready to get wealthy, and I'm excited for today's topic.
Ready to get wealthy? You already wealthy, brother. But you already
I get even wealthier.
Get even wealthier. All right, so let's bring up the article. Y'all sent me the article from Yahoo Finance, but Yahoo Finance has so much garbage on their site. So I found another one that's dealing with the same article from Millionaire Mentor, and it's the same topic. And so, family, this is what we're going to be dealing with today. This is what we're going to be talking about today. And so let's read it and go over what's happening, because this is very significant. Because the American dollar been the number one reserve currency since 1944, and it been the number one currency that was used for gas, oil, petrol, the petrol dollar. However, 5 years ago, in 2018, China, where everybody wasn't paying attention, China came out with the petrol Yuan, and they say that they Yuan is convertible into gold. Now we reported on it because we report on things like this, right? We reported on it because we report on things like this. So years ago, we reported on this way back in 2000, and as soon as it happened, 2018, I probably can find a video on our YouTube channel, and nobody was really paying attention because China did that, and it was a blow, it was a punch. So now, since NATO, since Israel, since the ECB, since the Federal Reserve, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, since Russia, when Russia attacked Ukraine, they kicked Russia out of the SWIFT payment system. So now Russia had to use other methods to do trade and deal with other countries. So they started using cryptocurrency. Then now, for them to get oil and gas, now they are using the yuan. So this is very significant. So, because it's going to affect the West. So let us read the article, and then we're going to open it up, and then let Jihad and Kadar get into this, because they are very versed in this situation. In recent years, China's yuan has replaced the US dollar as the most traded currency in Russia, making a significant shift in the global financial system. China has made significant strides in expanding the use of its currency in global transactions. One notable development is the increasing adoption of China's yuan as a most traded currency in Russia. The shift towards yuan dominated transaction in Russia has been driven by a combination of economic and political factors. For one, China has become Russia's largest trading partner, with bilateral trade between the two countries reaching $107 billion in 2021. As a result, there is growing demand from Russian businesses to transact in yuan rather than converting their currency into dollars, which incurs additional costs and exposes them to exchange rate risk. Wow. According to the data, China's yuan replaced the United States dollar in monthly most traded currency for the first time in February. Moreover, the ongoing tensions between Russia and the West, particularly the United States and the EU, have led to a desire for greater economic and financial independence. We have been teaching about the difference between being financially free and being financially independent. We think it's the same because independent and freedom, those words border so close, but they're really not the same when you get to dealing in finance. And we broke that down, and we can go cover that again today. By increasing the use of China's yuan in trade, Russia is reducing its dependence on the United States dollar and the Western dominated financial system. This aligns with long-standing ambition to internationalize its currency, China's yuan, and reduce the dominance of the United States dollar in global transactions. According to the Central Bank of Russia, China's yuan replaces dollar as most traded currency, accounted for 18.7% of all payments made between Russia and China, while the United States dollar share fell to 14.3%. This marks a significant shift from just a few years ago when the United States dollar accounted for more than half of all Russia-China payments. The growing use of China's yuan in Russia is also reflected in the country's foreign exchange reserve. The Central Bank of Russia has been gradually increasing its holdings of yuan, which reduced a record high of 15.4% of the country's foreign exchange reserve in the second quarter of 2021, up from just 0.1% in 2014. This diversification of reserves helps to reduce Russia's reliance on the United States dollar and enhances its financial stability. The switch comes after additional sanctions this year affected the few banks in Russia that retain the ability to make cross-border transfers in dollars. While the increasing use of China's yuan in Russia is a significant development, it is still a relatively small part of the global currency market. The United States dollar remains the most traded currency in global transactions with a share of around 60%. However, the trend towards greater use of the yuan in international trade is likely to continue, especially as China's economy continues to grow and its financial markets become more open. The rise in popularity of the yuan in Russia highlights the growing influence of China's yuan in the global economy and its efforts to promote the internationalization of its currency. At the same time, it reflects Russia's desires for greater economic and financial independence from the West. While China's yuan is still far from replacing the United States dollar as the most traded currency in global transaction, it is increasing use in international transaction. Its increasing use in international transaction is a sign of the changing dynamics in the global economy. So we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna leave that up, family. So, Jahar had to come back in. So, family, yeah, let's go ahead and get into that, man, because the significant part about this, and we know where this is headed. We know where this is headed, right? But I want to, let y'all talk about what's the significance in it? Let the people know the significance and how serious this really is. One of you brothers was one of them call your name. Go ahead, Jahad Kadar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I mean, what Russia and China basically are really telling the people, or really telling everyone, is they no longer care about NATO and really America's or the U.S. dollar's domination. Because I mean, just if you look over the last week or so, last 2 to 7 days, I mean, we don't have China's or Chinese yuan becoming the most traded currency in Russia, because that's what we're covering. But then you also even had in Malaysia, the prime minister of Malaysia, they saying there's no reason here's a direct quote from him. He said, there's no reason to depend on the US dollar. And then you had the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, I believe his name is Mohammed Samad, something like that. He told some of his associates that he's no longer interested in pleasing the US. So we're seeing this is a trend more and more of things happening, and people basically ditching the American dollar, and people starting to not care. And this is kind of been a long time coming, because Gaddafi was trying to do something like this before, and we've seen where that got him, and even a few other people as well, a few other people internationally in different parts of the country. A few of them people have tried, but now we're seeing pretty much a scramble to do something to pretty much ditch America's dollar.
Not to mention,
I mean, even in Kenya, the Kenyan president was.
Remember El Salvador adopting cryptocurrency?
Yes, sir.
Then you also got Central African Republic. Like, so you're seeing an uprising like just all across the globe. Like, people just not even caring anymore. Because America used to be like the power. It used to be looked at as the power, but now people are just rising up.
Facts. In fact, the Kenyan president,
like these are just direct quotes from like the from governments, basically them saying they don't care nothing about what America thinks.
Even the Kenyan president in Kenya, he was saying, this is a quote from him. He literally said to get rid of US dollars. That's what he said. The president of Kenya.
President of Kenya.
Oh man, so what's the significance of that over here with us though? Because people will see this and be like, well, it don't affect me. The dollar's still number one. What's the effect that this is going to have on us if another currency emerges to replace the dollar as the number one reserve currency?
Well, that's definitely going to hit the masses of the people here in America more, because I mean, when you see the value of the dollar going down even more, and it's now becoming not even the power that it once was, even just a few years ago, then that's going to hit the American people the most, because that's what most people are holding here in America. We're holding just dollars, America's dollars. We're not holding gold. There's only a few that's holding gold, cryptocurrency, or silver. So the people are going to be the ones footing the bill, and this is really going to hit the people the hardest. The masses, what they call the average American
to the U.S. dollar as well.
Say that again, Jahad.
All things attached to the U.S. dollar is eventually going to fall, and it's in a decline.
I heard another video where they was referring to the paper. I got to remember who said that, but they were referring to the dollar as toilet tissue paper. Every time they talked about it, this is what they referred it to. And we also know about the BRIC nations. Now, this Saturday, for everybody who want to get more understanding about that, we're going to go deep into the BRIC nations for the Future Money Show. This Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's what that broadcast, which is going to launch our new season of the Future Money Show, the spring season. And we're going to get into the BRICS nation, because this thing is deeper than we might think it is. So talk about how American weaponizing the dollar against other nations. And a lot of these nations just they don't want to be bullied no more. So they just like, hey man, we're going to look for other alternates. Talk about the significance of that and how really when we watching the fall of the dollar, how America is really causing it themselves.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, what I would say for that, because you spoke on what you say. You said America pretty much bullying other countries. When you got to bully someone to use your money, that's how you know it's worthless, because now you got to play by their rules. When you got to bully somebody to use your products, what did that say about you, really? What did that say about your product? It's saying that it's not really that it's not really that worth it. Now you got whole countries literally talking about that they want their freedom from it. So it's saying they being held hostage by America's financial system, in particular the U.S. dollar, because they want the rest of the world to play by their rules.
Right, and then too, on top of that, um, it's basically like it's their power to counterfeit currency that's been like that's really the thing that's been, because the US dollar has been used to enslave entire nations because of their ability to counterfeit and control the purchasing power of the people. And so basically just like we were saying earlier, is basically is built on debt creation, and that it really has no backing besides the military power of the United States government. And really that's not even saying much as of late, because you have all these nations that are rising up as one force against the American, and basically just challenging the American system like that. And then on top of that, you also have China pretty much owns America.
Mm. How
Pretty
do they
much
own
everything,
America?
because America doesn't produce anything.
They don't produce nothing.
For the most part, they pretty much get all their goods and services from China.
Made in China.
So why is it some of our, because when I was listening at a video from Patrick Beck David yesterday, and he had, he's an Arab, he's from Iran, but he grew up over here in the West, so he's been definitely westernized. And he had some other Caucasians up there with him, and they was talking about how, because Patrick Beck David is supposed to be an influencer, right? And I heard another influencer on Instagram one night on the live stream, Wall Street Trapper. I heard him. Basically, they was on there. Pat Ben David and his people he had on there. Wall Street Trapper was on the live stream the other night, and he was really defending the dollar. Like they was really like defending the government and saying like, "Hey, y'all ain't trying to move. Why you want the dollar to fall? We in America." And then Patrick Ben David had some people up there that was talking about they need to, President Biden ain't the president to really put the stronghold on China and Russia and do all of this stuff here. Like, they're saying they were like Joe Biden ain't the one. And I'm saying to myself, do they not understand that the United States government is finished? But talk about that though, because y'all grew up in an era where, I was locked up for the whole Obama presidency. Barack Obama, he was in the president. I wasn't out here at all. I was gone. So, but just talk about how do y'all view presidents in this United States government? Do y'all see an end to it? Do you see a fall to it? Or do you see it sustaining and lasting forever?
No. In fact, you can see, you literally can see the cracks in it. But not only that, you're seeing it's just being shown more and more that they don't have as much power as they thought they have. And really, the respect for presidents now, especially in America, is you're seeing them become less and less respected as well. Because, if you just look at how people, and this really actually started, I guess you could say, with Bush, and it's just been a downhill ever since. Because you've seen literally Bush was getting stuff thrown at him. Then you had, of course, with Obama, you knew they was going to show disrespect. They literally was questioning him publicly. I'm talking about these other politicians literally asking him why aggressively. This is the president, And then, of course, with Donald Trump and the whole mess that went on with him. And so now you're seeing the same thing with Biden. People are respecting the president less and less. And so growing up in the Obama era, we seen the first black president. We were pretty much well aware, growing up in the Nation of Islam, that these presidents are pretty much bought and paid for and owned by the central banks. That's who really fund them. Those are the real power behind them. So these presidents are selected before they're elected.
Yes, sir. What's your view on it, Jihad?
That's exactly where I was going to go with it, was that there really is no real presidency, because that's pretty much the last point that my brother just touched on about the international bankers being the owners of the president. They pretty much they're the ones that run the entire country. It's the international bankers. And so basically anyone that's out here defending the presidency is obviously oblivious to the very fact that these presidencies are just an illusion. It's really not. There really is no real president. The president that you see, Joe Biden, is they're funded by the same exact people that's been pretty much selecting all these other presidents that we've witnessed for the most part. And that's why there can be no real change from politics. It's economics that brings about real change.
Facts. It's literally the central banks that run them.
Oh, right. Yeah, they run it. They definitely run it.
And
so when I see
people, that's why what's happening with these currencies is so important, because economics is warfare. So when you start attacking them economically, that's when you see a real change being brought about, not a change presidents like in politics, because real change can't come from that. I think I went out for a second, but
yeah, we heard you. You just froze for a minute, but we heard you.
Yes, sir. We heard you.
Sir.
Yeah, so that's significant. And when I see people defend it and try to uphold it, I just be like, they don't want to. It's something new got to come. So we don't know. A person don't know. Well, I've been using dollars all my life. If I can't use dollar, what am I gonna do? I make my money from the stock market. I make my money from real estate, whatever. So this fall, what am I gonna do? It's the unknown, which is really fear, which is tied to being afraid of, dang, the man that I worship, the folks that I served for all this time, world and their power is coming to an end. What am I gonna do? You feel what I'm saying? And that's what happens. But let's talk about this. Do y'all see the central bank digital currencies being a solution to the West standing power? How do y'all view that?
No, sir. Because really all it is the digital version of the dollar. In fact, it's just going to have it's going to be a more concentrated effort of control over the American people, a more efficient one too, and a more, I guess you could say, modern version of it, because you're going to is way too much control that goes in with the US dollar. And then not to mention the fact, and I think this is one of the biggest reasons, that you literally, the money that you hold through the digital, will be the CBDC or the central bank digital currency, it'll be able to expire. I think that alone in itself is going to be something that is going to be a detriment really to the people. But it just goes to show also that most of the moves that you see being made by this country and these other countries that are ran by the central banks, really it's running in their best interest, not the interest of the people, moving in the interest of these corporations, moving in the interest of these politicians who are in the back pocket of the central banks, who are ran by, they don't want to say it, but it's ran by Jewish leadership. So yeah, it's running it's running at the detriment of the people and in the interest of the central banks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Forward Money Network. Follow us on Facebook. We're streaming on Facebook as well. Forward Money Network business page, and we're also on Forward MACD page. And after this recording, we will upload it to the New Millennium Bankers page as well, YouTube channel as well, so we can have it in multiple places. And if you are on Facebook or YouTube watching, if you want to type in a question or you want to make a comment about what we're saying, just type it in so we can see what's going on or what's not clear. Let us know any questions that you might have. You can just type it in and we will answer them. All right. So what's your thought on the CBDC, Brother John? Jihad?
Okay, my bad. I think for some reason the audio keeps going in and out. But can you repeat that again?
What's your thought on this on the central bank digital currencies? Is it a solution? What type of problem is it going to be? Is it going to save the Federal Reserve power? What is it going to do?
Well, in all honesty, with a central bank digital currency, if we thought that they had some level of control with the US dollar, then the central bank's digital currency is going to take it to a whole nother level, because at least with physical cash, you have some level of not much, but you at least had some level of control and some level of decentralization with cash. But when it comes to central bank digital currencies, that gives them complete and total dictation as to how, when, where, and how what you can actually spend your currency on. And so pretty much, and it's almost like when the Federal Reserve came into fruition all over again for the most part, because the American people at one point, they knew the dangers of a central bank system. And so if just imagine if they were to see down the line the level of control they would have with a digital version, because now they're able, like my brother was saying, they're able to actually, this is on the Federal Reserve's website, where it talks about expiring money. And it kind of brings me back to what happened with the situation with Kanye West, where they was able to pretty much free, like if he, just from him saying something that they found distasteful or something that they didn't agree with, they was able to freeze his money and he no longer had access to it. And so what happens when you can no longer make purchases because you went against community standards or whatever it is, if you just say something that they don't agree with? So it just gives them a whole nother level of control over your money. And it takes money to pretty much do anything in this world. So if you take away somebody's money and you're messing with the people's money, then you basically messing with their freedom, because real freedom is economic freedom in this world.
Facts. And actually, it really just goes to show how little respect they got for the average American citizen. Because to even introduce something like that, to where they got that much level of control, where they look at you almost as a slave, really. Because they think of you as, they got to tell you how much money you can use, when to use your money, how much, you were saying, and then that it expires in a certain period. That just goes to show how much little respect they got for the average American citizen. Because it's almost as if they got to treat you like a dang toddler.
And then, go ahead.
Go ahead, John.
Yes, sir. I was just going to say, a lot of people, they looked at the situation with Kanye West and took it lightly, because and not realizing that this could be something that could hit. If they can do this to a billionaire, then what do you think is going to happen with the average American citizen? Because I mean, it shows that the level of basically control, of respect that they have for the American people. Yeah, the level of respect, because they don't respect you regardless of what position you hold. If you whether you're a billionaire or whether you just poor and on the streets, they don't respect anything from you. In fact, and from this banking system that we so in love with, they pretty much have been robbing us this entire time. But once we move towards a digital version, it just gives them that, it just ups the ante for the most part.
Facts. And then, like, even if you look at Donald Trump, remember that situation that happened a couple years ago, the insurrection that happened at the Capitol? It literally censored the president. You censored the president. So you seeing what people are seeing and what people were kind of laughing at and cracking jokes at. Don't even realize that the die is literally set and that it's gonna hit. It's now everything that they was looking at happening to those type of people is now getting ready to be pretty much handed out to everybody. So this is something that everyone should be privy to and should be looking at.
And the dollar they do have a certain level of control because they question you. You can't really move around with it. You know what I'm saying? And most of dollars are already digital. They would just be totally in control with the CBDC, which they try to say is going to operate over the blockchain, but when they're using that language, they're trying to confuse the people. So they want the people to think that the digital currency that the Fed gonna come out with, Fed coin, whatever, is a cryptocurrency, which it is not. So the difference between the digital currency that's gonna come from the Fed or the central bank is no different from digital currencies that we have right now on Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Facebook Pay, all these pays. That's already digital. Direct deposit. That's already digital. Credit cards. This is already ready. The credit cards actually create more digital money. All right. Every time you swipe a credit card, it actually creates it because the money is not really on the card. You got to go and that creates it, right? Every time somebody swipe it, every time somebody get a loan, it creates more of this stuff. That's why we see the debt continue to rise. So a Fed coin or a central bank currency, I think they're going to come out with it to try to spook the people off and try to counter cryptocurrency and the blockchain, because the average person don't understand, because they will not get educated. They will not get a financial education to understand the difference. That's why they call cryptocurrencies digital, which it is digital, but they call it their currency digital, but they won't tell the people the difference. What's the difference? Well, cryptocurrency has to operate over the blockchain. It is public data, public records, right? It is stored. It can't be hacked, can't be reversed, can't be manipulated, right? It can't be controlled by one institution, unlike what they're going to do with that Fed coin. So that's very significant there. But as we bring this to a close, this stream to a close, talk about what is the solution to all of this? Because people want to know what's the solution. We talked about a problem for over 40 minutes, but what is the solution? Is it a solution to what's happening? Because the dollar going down, regardless if we like it, I can like it, I can love it, I can, I'm in America, I can love it. It don't negate the fact that the dollar is going down. And the government of the United States is going to come right behind it. So what's the solution? How can we survive? Brother Jihad, start with you
Yes,
first.
sir. Yes, sir. So the solution in my personal opinion would be decentralization, whether that be through physical gold, silver acquisition, and as well as cryptocurrency as well, because crypto gives you the ability pretty much to do the exact same thing that gold and silver is doing, but it's borderless and it's digital. So, and it's accepted across the globe. It's like you're able to use it and not be censored against it as well. So that's one of the things that makes cryptocurrency so significant. And then of course, gold and so physical gold and silver acquisition as well has been like a historically known to maintain its purchasing power as well, and is globally recognized as a means of exchange as well. And in all honesty, I think that gold and silver will come to the blockchain and be used as a medium of exchange, or recognized as a medium of exchange between different countries as well. So I think that's something to look to as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's significant. You say that. It it has to come to the blockchain because gold and silver are gonna have to be made digital. We're gonna have to be able to go digital to physical, physical to digital. We're gonna have to be able to do that. We wouldn't be able to use it worldwide, because that's the dollar. That's one of the power about the dollar. It's spent everywhere, it's accepted everywhere. So this what kind of gave it power. But it's digital and physical. You feel what I'm saying? So those type of dynamics probably have to be attached to it until we get rid of all the tyrants on the planet, and then we could probably have just a physical currency. We won't have to have digital, but with the technology and the way the technology is advancing so fast right before our eyes, it's probably going to always be some digital money, in some type of way. And I just think the blockchain is the leader into that. And the blockchain can be upgraded. It can be some come out that's better than the blockchain, but right now there's nothing better than the blockchain. But on you, Kadar, what's the solution, man? What's the solution?
The solution is decentralization. Because I mean, if you see how America is being ran, how the whole financial system is being ran, they've shown that they pretty much don't have the interest of the people. They're trying to save themselves. The fact that they'll literally bail out use your money, use the average citizen's money to bail themselves out, just goes to show they don't really care about the people. Like Michael Jackson said, they don't really care about us. So, like Malcolm X said, the people can't be so blind to patriotism that you can't face the fact of what's right in front of your face. That the American government and this financial system that runs it it's a Ponzi scheme. It literally is taking advantage of the people. So the solution is decentralization. It's being able to take control of your finances, take control of your money, getting assets through the blockchain, and utilizing it for yourself and for the interest of your family and for your people.
Yes, sir. And to think independently too, because we can't look to the government to bring about this change. We have to be the ones to bring it about ourselves, because they're opposed to decentralization. Because then that would mean that they would have to give up their power and equally distribute the power amongst the people. So we have to be the ones to bring this out to the forefront. And so that's what makes what we're doing at Fire Money Network so powerful, is because we have an economic system put over the blockchain where we are able to do business with across the globe internationally without having to worry about being censored by these international bankers.
Man, that's powerful. So those are the solutions. So do y'all see what's the level of need for everybody to want and really desire passive residual income? What's the need for that? Like, how significant is that? Real quick.
Yes, sir. The need, you said, for financial, because you kind of went out a little bit.
The need for everybody to really be going after, trying to get, they got to have a desire that they need. Like, I need another way of income outside of me going to punch the clock, even outside of me selling a product. I need income passively. I really need to understand what passive income is. What's the need? What's the level of need for the average person to really survive this? But in the midst of this crisis, because this is a crisis, it's always an opportunity. It's always an opportunity, because we know the Mahdi and the Christ and the Messiah on the scene. So it's always going to be some light somewhere, which is an opportunity. So what's the level of need that the people need to be like, I need some passive income? I need
yes, sir. And to that point too that you just made, in the Holy Quran, it actually says that to the believers that they would be granted enjoyment in this world as well as in the hereafter as well. And it just makes me think like, well, to answer your question about what's the need for passive income, is that basically just holding on to cash like we've been told to do is basically just eating up our purchasing power and making things a whole lot more difficult for us. And it's really, how do I put this? Mainly like just actually, you know what? The way Warren Buffett puts it, he says, if you're not finding a way to make your money work for you, then you are going to just continue to work until you die. And so that's literally the significance of passive income, because if inflation is doing like 8 to 9%, and your savings account is not increasing, but in fact it's actually decreasing and doing like 0.01% a year, and your pay that you get for trading your time for money is not increasing, then you're basically they taking me. It may appear as though they give you like a 2% increase. It may appear as though it's an increase, but really you really taking two. It's really like you taking 2 steps backwards in the other direction. So when you find a vehicle that can outwork inflation, then now you're looking into the profit, and you're doing it passively as well, meaning that you don't have to physically put towards time towards actually accumulating this amount of currency. And so it's basically, the best way that I could put it is that you have residual debt that's working 24/7, like bills and things that you have to constantly pay for. So it's only right that you have residual passive income to offset that debt and not have to work like 2 to 3 jobs just to make ends meet.
And just to kind of touch on that too, because you mentioned passive income, but also if you notice, it gives people more time, because if you got passive income, now you can address the problems that are really happening in the world properly. Because the reason why a lot of these problems become or just are kind of half done is really because the people are too busy trying to survive. That's one of the main reasons, that the people trying to survive, because these jobs give you, yeah, they give you just enough to survive, but not enough to really thrive. So when you're too busy trying to survive and take care of your family, you can never really talk about what problem that's hurting everybody, because you got to think first for yourself. So if you think it first for yourself, you can never address the whole. And unfortunately, that's what's going on, is that you can't even, if the people can't maintain themselves, they can't help to maintain and fix the problems that society truly has, because they too busy trying to make a living just for themselves and their children and their families.
Oh, that's very significant, because they give enough money on the jobs, like you said, to barely survive, but it's a distraction. It causes us not to be able to think, because either we working, so we're not developing, we're not reading, we're not studying, right? We're not doing any research about anything because we working. Then when we off work, now we're tired physically, mentally, just really tired. So even if a person does have time to study, very few are going to do that. Now, some might do it. Very few are going to do that. So having something on the side, some more income coming in on the side, is very, very significant. So I thank y'all, brothers, for joining the broadcast, the show this morning. Don't go anywhere, but we're gonna wrap this up, because we want to close out at 1 hour, and we got about 5 minutes. But before we do that, we wanted to go to the GS Partners platform, and we wanted to talk about an incentive, promo that's going on that doesn't end till tomorrow at 12 o'clock a.m. p.m. So that's probably about 6 or 7 o'clock over here. I think it's about 7 o'clock over here in the West. So about 7 p.m. tomorrow, catch the Bunny promo where you can get passive residual income by putting your money in a vehicle and it get managed with a tech team trading account. You have a PAM account that's managed by a broker, and you will get payback rewards every 7 days, and your portfolio will generate rewards every quarter. Now, in the certificate is a bonus, right? And it's going to be a bonus even after the promo is gone. But right now, the bonus is massive. Right now, the bonus is massive. So if we take a look at the Hermes certificate right now is 1,000 price, 1,000 low. You're going to get 4.15% off the 1,000. The 1,000 low goes into the portfolio. They're going to match your portfolio with 3,000 when you load it. If you happen to go to Dubai, you're going to get an additional 1,000. So if you go to Dubai, that's an additional 4,000 that they give you on top of that 1,000. You put in 2,000. You done almost triple your money just by doing that. But that promo is going to go away, and then it's going to go back to what the bonus was before we had this promo going on. It'll be $750 that will be added to your portfolio at the end of the 18 months. It's still free. And I know people saying, well, how are they able to do this? How are they able to do this? Well, when you have a trading partner, a trading broker, the more money they got in their portfolio, the more money they make. So it's no different from you got a 401k in the company say, every dollar you put into your 401k, we're going to match that dollar. They do that in these 401ks right now to this day. So it's like that with these certificates. Our trading partner and our broker, they want money in their portfolio. So they're making all these trades. They can just be getting 1%, 2% a day or whatever. They're making big profit because they traded millions of dollars. Some might even be making billion-dollar trades. So they're going to get their percentage. So they got the funds to bless us with this, because the more money in the portfolio, the more money they can be trading, the more profit that they can pull in. So there's no gimmick to it or nothing like that. It's just, that's the hidden science to it, right? So they're incentivizing people to come get the certificate. That's all. So thank y'all, brothers, for tuning in. We're going to have to do a part 2 to this. And then after the Future Money Show, we will come back and do another one, and we will talk about the BRICS nation. We will get into that because that's a very significant topic because people are not paying attention. We got a lot of folks trying to join the BRIC nation right now as we speak. And when it happens, it's going to be massive. So Jahar, let the people know how they can contact you. What's your social media platform? And then when he's done, Kadar, let the people know how they can contact you as well.
Yes, sir. So you can follow me on Facebook, Jaquan Muhammad, spelled Jikwon Muhammad, and on Facebook, then Brother Jihad Muhammad on LinkedIn as well.
Yes, sir. And you can find me on pretty much most social media platforms. Kadar Muhammad. That's on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, most social media platforms.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all, brothers, for joining us and talking about this powerful discussion. And I want y'all to know, our brother Jihad is 20 years young. His brother Kadar is 24. You 24, right?
Yes, 25.
25 years young. And look at the level of financial education, how they know what's going on in the world, how they are changing the trajectory of their family, because they got younger siblings too, right? That's probably going to be far sharper and smarter than them, right? Because these are their brothers, so they can't do nothing but keep it going and be better. So I want y'all to just look at that. It's a 25-year-old and a 20-year-old, but look what they're talking about. They're not talking about foolishness, right? They run a business, they run a network, they have assets, they part of a multi-million-dollar brand, and also franchise owner to finna be $1 billion brand company, Gold Standard Bank. So with that being said, family, thank y'all for tuning in, but we gotta go. We out.
Yes, sir. Peace.